first of all, I don't understand why they didn't release this movie from the beginning. It's nothing bad. Anyway, my favorite character is the dog. A little doggy, anyway, never mind. I like it. I think it's a cool movie. I think James Franco, Seth Rogen, I love you guys. You did good. Good job. My favorite part is on James Franco and what's his name?
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un. They were friends. This is not gonna happen in real life. I know that.
Well, you know, Kim Jong-un's friends with Dennis Rodman.
Who the heck is that? Oh, the guy, the basketball player. Yeah, that's right. He's still going back and forth.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't think he is. Not lately.
Okay, no, I'm talking about James Franco. I don't think these two guys are gonna get friends. No, it's never, not in real life. I think it's a good movie. I like it. Don't you?
I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot in spite of its very big flaws. I mean, James Franco's so broad and silly in it. He's so dumb. Every scene he's in, he threatens to ruin the scene by how dumb his character is and how he's written and how broad he plays him. There's so many things the movie tries to set up, but it never convincingly pays off.
Right.
Or like the interview itself at the end, I thought it was so awkward, and it wasn't at all convincing that he would have gotten Kim Jong-un to fold under pressure. He just comes out and says, "So why are you starving your people?" That's a horrible interview tactic.
I like it a little more challenging.
Exactly.
You know, I like a little more challenge.
Too broad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a little boring or something. Not boring, like you say, too broad or something.
It's too broad, and there's too many scenes where they try and set up things that they only sort of give the facade of really giving some weight to. Like, they try and set up that Seth Rogen's character, what's his name, Aaron, is actually interested in being a serious news journalist. But it's just mentioned in one scene, and it's never really well portrayed. And then on top of that, it's so awkward how he's like the director of the show, but in TV, that kind of director is just in the control room. He's not the actual an actual producer would not be there in the room. Now they do that for the movie to make it feel like something we're familiar with and cinematic, but it didn't work. It was too movie-like. They just skipped over so much stuff that could have given the characters more weight and importance.
Right.
But the movie still works because of Kim Jong-un's character to me. He's so fun. He's so well acted. Yeah. Randall Park is the actor. It's Kim Jong-un.
I like little more fight, little more challenge, little more action.
The ending was anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was kind of dull.
You think they're going to start fighting, and then it ends. They kill Kim Jong-un before you even know it.
Yeah, I like some...
Pineapple Express did it better, didn't it? It had a huge, big fight at the end.
I'm sorry.
Stop it.
Oh no, I got some kind of dust here or something. Okay, the movie is going on. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I just want a little more action, little more loud, to be a little more loud. No, I'm okay. To be a little more loud. It was kind of quiet, you know. And for this type of movie, there is nothing quiet. I need a little more loud, action, challenge, and little more fight.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, even when he's gone, it was kind of low key. You know.
But I thought also it felt like there were scenes that were cut out, and it's clear there were transitions between moments that were awkward, that they were cutting to a reaction that the actor was reacting to someone else, or there's just moments that weren't established properly in terms of blocking scenes and plotting just beats, plotting moments.
Exactly.
Like when they go to the funeral of the two guys, the Kim Jong-un security guys. They go to they're at his funeral, and it's not really clear what they're doing at first. It's like a dinner banquet, but then you see their pictures in the back. It doesn't pay off moments.
Right.
Well, when they could have done that, it could have been sharper, and they did have some really sharp moments in there too.
I just want to talk about Kim Jong-un is gone.
Yeah.
It was kind of...
Kim Rangoon. Yeah.
Rangoon or Rangoon.
Yeah, Shrimp Rangoon. Yeah.
Whatever, the Korean guy. Yeah. What I'm saying is I want a little more fight and loud and action and challenge.
There's no real showdown between Kim Jong-un and Dave Skylark. And on top of that, not only the interview itself is so awkward at the end, it doesn't really
If I interview the... Never
it's not dramatic. The interview at the end is not dramatic. They set it up, but it never becomes dramatic.
If I interviewed him, I will ask him, why just let people go, give them freedom for crying out loud. He's not gonna do it, but I will ask him, what do you make out of this? What is your whatever?
Why don't you just stop that, because you're not helping. But yeah, there's nothing. The satire was there. Like Kim Jong-un said, well, your country puts sanctions on our country, and people here eat well, and so they could have played with that stuff so much.
What do you ask him?
I'm just saying they could have had like a real conversation back and forth where Dave Skylark gets the information out of him. The whole thing with him crying and then shitting his pants, it was not convincing how it was done. That's the thing. And you have such a great opportunity. This character, and Randall Park is so good as Kim Jong-un. He never plays it too broad, really, which could easily be done in these kind of movies, especially a comedy making fun of such a horrible leader. Like, that could be done where you have an actor who's playing it too broad and goofy. And no, he plays it somewhat convincingly as this isolated guy. And not only that, I just liked how the accents on the North Korean characters, they're just so sharp, meaning like they never got too broad or racist, which they could have done. They could have made it was always felt like it was never distracting. But yet Kim Jong-un's character, he's so well portrayed. And yet the movie never balances back and forth with the satire that you could do to show how ridiculous North Korea is. They just come out and say, well, you're starving your people.
It was like telling a story. It wasn't like movie. Now, I mean, come on. I love James Franco and Seth Rogen. They did fantastic job in Pineapple Express. Come on, we still watch it, we still enjoy it. But if you ask me to watch this again, I say no. Pineapple Express, I watch it all the time, but not this one.
There was no moments where it took to stop. The story was just one track. It was like it was on a train track that just kept going forward. It didn't stop to go on to let you get to know the characters, really. Like Pineapple Express had all these moments where you got to see what the characters are like. So it just kept going forward, and you never really got to explore more what the characters want. And Dave Skylark, they say like, he wants to be a real news journalist, and he feels bad that he never lived up to his father's expectations. They never properly portrayed that. They just kind of say it like you're supposed to believe it. Like it's just you're just retelling a story, but it's never properly staged like you have, like it's a real, like it's done almost like a play. It's like he just says,
it's like Noah telling a story. Well, maybe not, but I mean, look, if you ask me to watch Noah again, I say no. And if you ask me to watch the interview, I say no. I saw it. It's okay. There is no challenge. There is no boom here. I want something to go boom, explode, something loud, some action challenge for both sides. It
was played a lot better than it could have been. It could have been a lot worse and a lot sillier and broad. But it could have. I mean, James Franco's character is wasted because he's so stupid and so broad. Every scene, he's
why they make it like
too
that?
Silly and over the top. They think it would be funny, I guess, to have him be this dumb. Like, he didn't even know what a tiger was when the tiger was attacking Seth Rogen. He said, there's a big something with 4 legs attached to one body, like a big dog. what is he brain damaged? This character, like, why is he that dumb? They think it would be funny, but it doesn't. You take me out of the scene. Not only that, all the fast-moving montages, like the party montages and stuff, they were meaningless. If they were just skipping through them because it was kind of
low-key, low-profile, low-key
because
movie.
It's easy to do with digital editing. You can just cut through those scenes so quickly, and it makes it seem exciting. Because it's like supposed to be exciting. These scenes, like when they're riding the tank at first, supposed to be exciting. But if they actually stopped and let us watch the scene, watch the characters interact, those were the moments where we could have seen what they're like more when they're relaxing and see how they interact more. Instead, the party after when they're playing basketball and all the women come and they're drinking, they skip right through that. When Kim Jong-un and Dave Skylark are in the tank at first, that would have been a great scene to see them goofing around and having fun. Instead, they skip through it so fast like it's a music video. And so you keep me away from the movie. I can't get into those moments.
It was like little children, maybe story. It was like telling a story. That's the characterism I give. Like I said over and over, I want it loud, I want something to explode, I want to see it there, I want action, challenge, loudness, maybe war, something kind of type of war.
They kind of say that's going to come, and they never show anything like that. It's really, they say at the end of the nuclear warheads are going to fire, and it's right by the compound, and it never felt like a real threat. Yeah, they were going to fire on America. It never felt like that was going to be a real threat in the movie. And Seth Rogen's character, I never believed that he was worried about being a serious news guy. He's put in the wrong places in the movie. He's in the control room calling shots for the camera, but a real producer wouldn't be doing that. They could have portrayed it. Yeah, they did that because it makes it easier for the audience to connect in a way, but it would have been a better challenge for the audience to see him actually working as a producer.
Right.
I never got why Dave Skylark is a superstar on TV. They say he's got this popular TV show, and Kim Jong-un's a fan of his. They never show why he would be a fan of his. He's not a great interviewer. He always acts like an idiot.
Yeah, it was kind of quiet movie. I expected I heard all the news and everything. I expect something exciting, something, like a war type of movie, challenging, action, fight, explosions. But even on his gun, it was just like this, quiet.
Even when they were in the control room at the end, and Seth Rogen and Sook, that woman, they're fighting all those North Koreans in there. It feels like it's a scene they're going to get out of there, and then they're going to have the big fight scene. It felt like, they're building up to it, and then that was it. That was the fight scene right there. So who cares? It's a bunch of anonymous North Koreans. We didn't know who they were. It felt like they ran out of there. They shot down Kim Jong-un. Why he's in that helicopter, they never... that's a movie thing, but there's no reason he would have been in that helicopter. They didn't motivate it properly. I know that's kind of a movie thing you can cheat on, because you got to have him there to kill him. But why would he be in that helicopter, and he wouldn't go in hiding? Instead, he goes on that helicopter. They could have just motivated the action better to where they did end up fighting. Like, again, in Pineapple Express... you understood why everybody ended up at that warehouse at the end. Why Dale Denton, Seth Rogen's here, why he went there. He went there to rescue James Franco, Saul. Saul went there because he was kidnapped because he saw the murder at the beginning. Red came back to save Saul, and in the end they all ended up saving each other, basically.
Right.
But instead, what do we get here? It's just they just show up when they're needed. The characters just show up where they're needed for the movie.
Yeah, it was like a storyteller.
It was obvious. It felt like things were cut out. And I don't know, it feels like a disappointment because I wanted to see these characters more, and I wanted to do more. I never got why Seth Rogen and James Franco are friends in this. Why would they be? Did you get why they're friends in this?
No, I don't know.
Why would they be around each other? They seem nothing alike. There's no reason they'll hang out together. Seth Rogen's character, he calls the camera shots, which in a TV studio, I used to intern at a public access TV station. That's just the director all he does is call the shots, basically.
Yeah.
The producer is not doing that. The producer would be actually creating the stories, helping get the guests, all that stuff. That would have been interesting to see. So instead, we're seeing Seth Rogen do nothing. Call the camera shots on a live show. Big deal. I did that before. It's not. I mean, it's challenging on a big show, but it just everything was staged wrong. And not everything, but what did you think of Randall Park as Kim Jong-un?
Oh, I like that. That was the best part of the movie.
He played it.
He did very well.
He didn't overplay anything. Yeah.
No, he did real good.
He was the best part of the movie.
He did real good.
And it's so fun to see Kim Jong-un portrayed like that, like having fun and goofing around, because that makes fun of him even more to me when they don't take him seriously.
Right.
They just show him as being a fun guy to be around.
So that was the actor did really good job.
But it felt completely forced when they try and make Kim Jong-un sound dangerous. And they have him say he's going to nuke the United States. I didn't believe it because they didn't set it up right. He's yelling at that funeral dinner that he's going to attack. He's going to have 1 billion people dead. Right. It never felt scary. And then James Franco, but he only says that so James Franco's character, Dave, will realize he has to kill Kim Jong-un and make him seem like a weak or bad person.
Right. Well,
so it was so totally awkward how it was set up. Okay, so
like I said,
your final thoughts on the
interview. Like I said, my final thoughts is over and over again. It was just quiet movie. I expected kind of different, loud and excited, but it wasn't excited at all. And I don't understand why they did that. But I just, if you ask me to see it again, I say no. Tropic Thunder, I mean not Tropic Thunder, the Pineapple Express, so much.
The characters do so much.
Right.
You get moments to be with the characters.
It was kind of monotony.
Yes.
You know? Monotony.
That's what I mean by one track. It just goes forward and it doesn't stop and go anywhere.
And stuff like that. It didn't go that way, it didn't go that way, it didn't go that way, you know. It was just monotony, like kind of low-key, you know. It's I say telling a story, ordinary thing. You know, it wasn't anything excited.
Yeah, they wasted. They had, they had all the. If you're going to get Seth Rogen and James Franco in a movie, and Randall Park, he's great, and the woman, I don't know her name, who plays Sook, she was really good in it.
All these characters are very powerful, famous actors.
If you're going to get all these great actors, you're going to get a crew. If you're going to make a movie, make it three-dimensional. Don't make it one-dimensional, which is what it was. Why would it have mattered if it was? Seth Rogen was good for what he did, but would it have mattered really if they changed the actors or whatever? It didn't matter much because he didn't have much to do in it. Seth Rogen was always sort of just trying to be the straight man. But even that, it wasn't a few moments. I thought it was really paid off well. It was really good. But it wasn't, there was no consequences to what's going on. Pineapple Express, one moment leads to another, and it leads to another, and each scene builds on the last. This, every moment's so silly, nothing really matters except for a few great moments where stuff does pay off because you can believe what they're saying. That's the thing. I couldn't believe a lot of what I was seeing. It was so staged and phony. It didn't feel like it was really happening. I don't know if it was funny.
It was just like
it wasn't played like it was plausible.
So low, no waves, no nothing. It's just nothing.
It wasn't played like it was plausible, like there was any weight to a scene. Even in the fights in Pineapple Express, each hit, each fall and push led to the next moment. That was
maybe they should name it Monotony Interview something. I don't know.
Okay, so your final thoughts.
I did. I just said.
All right.
I just said it. Like Seth Rogen,
I'm glad it was released.
James
I'm glad
Franco,
it came out.
And all the
Randall Park.
They're very powerful, very famous, very well-known actors. You know, I don't know why it turned out like this. But maybe that's how they want to do it. But it was like telling a story.
Work with me. I'm going to say, Seth Rogen and James Franco, I will direct the hell out of you guys in something. I love watching you guys. Work with me.
Yeah, I still love you guys.
Tell him to work with me.
Yeah, work with Angelo, Seth, and James Franco. I really love you, but just work with him. Work with Angelo. You know, it's really nice.
I'm
and
not sure
we're not putting down your movie, not at all.
Was, but I'm not sure how much they'll want to work with me after I just criticized their movies.
Yeah, I know.
I love Pineapple Express. Watch that again.
Oh my gosh,
Watch the interview once. Yeah. I'm glad it came out. I'm really glad it makes Kim Jong-un mad. Obviously North Korea's government is horrible. I've been researching it for years just because it's interesting. And so
there is nothing good about that guy. My God, this guy, Kim Jong-un or whatever, he's a dangerous man. He doesn't believe in anything except himself and terrorizing his people.
Probably he just parties most of the time anyway.
Yeah, probably.
He has all this power, but what's he probably do? He probably parties, he drinks, he has women, all that stuff.
We're not criticizing you. It's just the movie doesn't have juice in it. It doesn't have taste, you know. I mean, Pineapple Express, I can watch it 2 times a week.
That's one of my favorite movies now.
I will never get boring or anything.
Watch the extended edition. That's the one where they have a really great conversation at the end at the diner.
But let's see what the critics gonna say, you know. Well, but I heard the movie.
They mixed things. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot liked it, but said, for instance, that James Franco's Skylark character is so ridiculous and over the top and broad. He threatens the torpedo every scene he's in.
Yeah, I heard. I don't know what I heard, either in the news or whatever. The movie is not so great.
Yeah, it's worth it. Randall Park is fantastic as Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, I love
He's not over. When a lot of times when I've seen like people play military guys or soldiers or whatever, or maybe I guess leaders. I haven't seen that many movies doing that, but the actors, a lot of times they don't have like the toughness in their eyes and the integrity.
Right.
They seem it seems like a nice person. It seems like a guy who really is kind of eccentric and isolated and fun to be around, but he just played so well. He belongs in a better movie.
Right. That's what I was expecting, to be tough.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
not tough.
I'm saying
the movie.
Don't talk. Stop it. You're ruining this review.
Then don't put it in.
No, it's staying in. He's good at playing a fun guy, but I'm saying Randall Park has that integrity to play a leader where he's not just being goofy and silly for fun like James Franco is doing. Not that even James Franco, I enjoyed watching him even when he was being so awful in this movie, ridiculous and over the top and broad. Something about him, he still does it kind of well, even though he should be written so much better and directed better. But Randall Park is great as Kim Jong. He never gets too silly. He always has that integrity of he's playing a real character. But the movie didn't feel real. It was too silly. Nothing was really convincing.
He did really good job.
Yeah, okay.
He did a good job. And I'm pretty sure seen interview once. I don't want to see it anymore.
See Pineapple Express 5 times.
Oh, I can see it 20 times, and that's fine. Pineapple Express, how many times we have seen it? I mean, I don't know. And even bits and pieces somewhere here and there.
At least 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, right? And I can watch it maybe 3 times a week. And I laugh and enjoy it, you know. This, no.
All right.